What's up, y'all? There's a lot of NBA news today to cover. Got my trusty clipboard with all the facts that I wrote down during class. It had to be done sometime. So let's dive right into it. The first story of the day is that the Raptors beat the Celtics and moved closer to securing the bag, aka the #1 seed. I saw a lot of people on the Sports Me app. I'm gonna make a full video on that if you don't know what that app is. It's one of my favorite apps now. But they were slandering the Raptors, talking about they don't have it in them. They're not gonna be able to beat the Celtics. They won't get the first seed. I'm here for the Celtics slander, okay? So clearly I'm going against them, but come on, y'all. Don't be downplaying the Raptors that much. Have some respect. They won the game 96-78 and took a 3-game lead over the Celtics, so I feel like they earned your respect by now, honestly. You know, despite Marcus Morris's 21 points, Greg Monroe's 17, and Al Horford's 16 points, they shot 33% overall from the field. It wasn't pretty. However, DeRozan scored 16 points, Van Vliet scored 15, Ibaka 15, Lowry 13, and overall they shot 43.5% from the field. And they got the job done. And if you remember yesterday's video, I was talking about how they lost to the Cavs and they said their defensive intensity was not turned up. DeRozan, after the game, talked about how they turned up their defensive intensity, and that's how they're planning to get to that #1 seed spot. I think they can do it. I hope they can do it. Clearly, we don't want any Celtics success, period. It's just not in my vocabulary. It's just disgusting. Now, this is the second story. My favorite piece of the news today. The Spurs. There was actually a debate on Sports Me if the Spurs dynasty was over. I said, honey, that's been over. However, none of my business. The Spurs lost to the Lakers. They lost 122-112. That is super tragic, embarrassing, can't relate. They went to LA, they had a little road trip, they went 0-2. Now let me tell you something real quick. KCP poured in 21 points, Channing Frye poured in 19 points, and Josh Hart out-rebounded Brook Lopez. Don't ask me how. We've been wondering this type of stuff all season with Brook. Okay, the rebounding, I'm confused. But some really great news for the Lakers. The steal of the draft, aka Kyle Kuzma, aka Kuz Control, dropped 30 points on the Spurs, on the whole city of San Antonio. And he became the first Laker rookie to have 4 30-point games in one season since Magic Johnson. And he still has a chance to even surpass that. You know, your rookie can't relate, he's not up there. However, I'm not bringing in your team to this. I'm just saying that my rookie, my steal of the draft, 4 30-point games in a season, you cannot relate. Embarrassing. Tragic. This is also a very obscure stat / record, but it's a record. I'm just gonna tell y'all, I don't know how much this means to you guys, but he's the first rookie ever to have 1,200 points, 450 rebounds, and 150 threes in a season. I don't know where that came from, Greg Popovich said we played extremely physically. He said Kyle Kuzma got away from them, they couldn't control him, which is true. You know, we have a beast. Jump on Kuz Control right now. And the Lakers' 13 threes really is what killed the Spurs. That's what Greg Popovich said. And to Greg, I say, I know, it did. It must hurt. That is very tragic. And there's a very real possibility that you don't even make the playoffs. Let me explain. If you remember from yesterday's video, they had an 18-season streak that came to an end. And basically the streak was each season they've had 50 or more wins. That came to an end. They're not even able to get 50 wins. Even if they won the rest of their games, it would have been 49 wins. Now they lost to the Lakers, so it's not even close anymore. Let me pull out my clipboard for this. At the All-Star break, the Spurs were the 3rd seed. 4 days ago, they were the 4th seed. Now they're the 5th seed because of the 0-2 road trip to LA. You lost to both the Clippers and the Lakers. I mean, at least make it just the Clippers. Come on, Spurs. And then the Jazz won 3 games straight, so that kind of pushed the Spurs down to the 5th seed. And they only have 3 games left. 3 games left, and they play the Pelicans, the Blazers, and the Kings. So Kings, that's a win for the Spurs, hopefully. The Blazers, they're the 3rd seed, you know. And the Pelicans are also fighting for a playoff spot, so that's gonna be a tough game for them. And y'all might be like, they're the 5th seed though. How could they possibly miss out on the playoffs? This brings us to the next piece of news, the Wild West playoff race. Yes, clever name, I know.
Attention always, any available RA, please come down to the front desk. Thank you.
There are only 3 games that separate the 4th and 10th seed in the West. I don't think you got that. Someone repeat that. I'm gonna circle back. 3 games. 3 games separate the 4th and 10th seeds. That's not just a small thing. That's huge. The Jazz are the 4th seed right now. They just edged out the Spurs, as I said. And the Clippers are the 10th seed. Jazz have 42 wins. Clippers have 45. So everyone in between there, it's a really close margin. There is no room for error for any of those teams. Anybody could end up in the playoffs. You never know. And if only 3 games separate the 4th and 10th seed, some teams have 3 games left, some teams have 4 games left, whatever the case is, that could really change the outcome of the season for certain teams. This is literally make it or break it. Let somebody go on a streak and you lose 1 game, another team goes on a streak, you're done. You're out. That's why I said the Spurs may not make it. You just never know what team will just fight and grind it out. The Clippers could end up. Okay, it's not the Clippers. Hilarious, I'm funny. Not the Clippers, but you know, another team could possibly end up squeezing into the playoffs, knocking somebody out. So we'll see what these teams are made of coming up this last week. But circling back to the Spurs, this is kind of another piece of news. I'm just gonna dabble in this really quick because I'm not in this drama. This is also on Sports Me. I got a lot of points for this battle. You feel me? I got a lot of points. Danny Green was talking about the Kawhi Leonard rumors, and he kind of cleared the air about any type of tension between Kawhi and the team. I'm gonna read the quote from him. He says, I can say from our team and from their perspective and standpoint, I can speak for most of them, there is no odds. We're not at odds with him. I don't know about the front office. I don't know about family issues or whatever that is. I would like to guess none because he's in the facility, he's at the arena, he's still there. They communicate and they still talk and check up on him, and he works out with our training staff. But from the team's perspective, there's nobody on our team that's at odds with him. We understand and we have his back regardless of what he's been going through. That's a cute little statement, Danny. That is really cute, wrapped up in a nice bow. But you may lose him this summer and your dynasty will really be over. So you better make sure there's no bad blood, you know. But I'm gonna stay out of this drama. The Lakers, you know, we're not dealing with that right now. We just got this rookie that's just killing the game, the steal of the draft, and your best player is sitting on the bench. But that's not, you know. Good luck to the Spurs. And the last piece of news is that the 76ers won their 12th straight game and eliminated the Pistons out of playoff contention. Super tragic. The Pistons' loss actually clinched a spot for the Bucks in the East. So it's very tragic for the Pistons. Griffin was out, but then again, Joel Embiid is out for the 76ers. So it was an even playing field, but Ben Simmons has been averaging a triple-double over this 12-game win streak, and he poured in 16 points on 70% from the field to win it for them, 115 to 108. So the 76ers on a roll. I'm very happy for you guys. But that's it for the NBA news today. Let me know what y'all thought in the comments below. Subscribe to the Splash Guard if you're new, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.